What's up, guys? Welcome back to the infamous project. Wiping the sleep out of my eyes here. It's an early Saturday morning, beautiful day, perfect day to be cleaning and etching the floors in the shop. And it's unbelievable how much stuff you realize that you had jammed into. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty decent sized space. It's not massive. It's under 2,500 square feet in here, but you know, you can fit a lot of stuff if you're very strategic on how you're doing it into a space of this size. So I managed to finally score some lifts through BenPak with help from Babco out of Canada, who is the Canadian distributor, if you will, for BenPak products. And it's been a year. It's been a journey and going back and forth, back and forth. Of course, I'm not like Daily Driven Exotics. I'm not Westland Diesel. I'm none of those guys. I'm just a little foxbody YouTube channel. However, they do like that I wrench and work on my own stuff and on other people's stuff, and then I show videos of real-time use, if you will. So they agreed. I'm not getting this stuff for free, guys, by any means, but you know what? Got it for a really good price where it's better than going to some of the no-name brand stuff. Plus, I'm a sucker for gray and yellow. I am that guy. If you guys haven't picked up on that, I'm the guy that will match shoes and sneakers to the car that I'm driving or the face of my watch. I'm a little bit of whatever you want to call it, but it's the truth. So judging a book by its cover, if you will, yeah, colors are important, the way things look are important, and that applies to here at the shop as well. So I got a custom blend of epoxy that got mixed up yesterday. The guys are on their way. Custom flake, custom glitter in the clear. So I'm really interested to see how that's gonna turn out. You can see the main beam here that was a Tiffany's blue. And you know what? I was on a huge Tiffany's blue kick for a really long time. However, it's just not my jam. I'm not the one who painted that in here, so now it's sort of like the time to personalize the space. And with the lifts coming in, I'm like, you know what, I need to do the floors. And just, guys, like, they're pretty clean, but they're still porous. You know, they haven't been sealed, which means a lot of dust at the end of the day. So the epoxy guys are gonna absolutely love this because it's just gonna allow the materials to soak in and do what they need to do. Of course, they're gonna have to get some of the oil spots off and everything else, but you know, it should be pretty straightforward for them. And later next week, once the epoxy is cured, we're gonna be getting the lifts installed. So 2-post, a slim 4-post, and then a double wide 4-post sitting here behind me. So with that said, I'm gonna get to painting up the rest of this beam. I'm actually just gonna black out the ones on the sides here, and hopefully I'll have enough paint left over. I'll be able to do those shelves in yellow to match, and should have a pretty nice looking theme and contrast in here. And once lemon drops here, or the temporary lemon drop that I recently picked up, you know what, it'll look great with the yellow and the gray theme that's going on in the shop. So I'll always have to have a yellow car, and I'm sure I will. Swept out, pressure wash, the acid went down and actually cleaned up the floors really nice. So happy with that. However, you know, it's just really humid out and there's still some damp spots. So they're gonna wait until tomorrow morning to come back and do the actual, you know, painting, whatever they're putting down, you know, the base coat, and then we'll do the fleck. And I'm gonna get this out of the way here. So they'll come back and they'll do all of the coats tomorrow. throughout the day, most likely, and hopefully everything turns out okay. All right, guys, quick update. I am in my shop, and well, you can probably see it on the camera. You can see start, stop points, roll points. I'm pissed. I put some trust into somebody that was trying to hustle, make a living. I went out to Marketplace. You know, I'm on Marketplace, so if I can be on Marketplace and I stand by my work and everything else, I figure, you know what, I can give another guy a shot. This did not work out by any means, and now I'm fighting time. I've already had to delay my lifts coming in. I got all my cars outside. Thankfully, like, there's been a little bit of rain here or there, but nothing too crazy to ultimately worry about. And I'm left in a position now to try and get another top coat down. I got to get these bugs off the floor. They all died from probably all the solvents in this top coat. So hopefully I can get this to look shinier and kind of blend some of this in. I'm hoping like it's like a cloudy base coat type situation. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I was super pissed off this morning, like just absolutely livid, boiling. Couldn't even explain it. There's no way I was going to pick up the GoPro, but needless to say, the guy's not around. He didn't even answer messages. I'm just thankful that I didn't pay him all of the money, because clearly his work was not worth getting paid for. He left all of his trash and everything else here. Like, look at this, guys. Even like the flakes aren't even all, you know, soaked down. So I got the last 10 gallons of top coat that they had in this area, and I'm gonna go for it. So wish me luck. Hopefully it works out, and hopefully I can save these floors and move on with my life. So there you go. There's some realities for you guys. I'll probably be talking more about this on the podcast. It'll probably be a really good topic of conversation. And lesson learned, guys. Honestly, you want stuff done right, do it yourself. Just unbelievable. Trust no one. Trust no one. Do it yourself if you can. So it is now Friday. I should have had lifts installed by now, but they're gonna come on Monday. I got my HVAC cover all reinstalled. It actually got a little damp and was getting a little wavy, so I had to do a little bit of custom work to get that all straightened out. Everything is clean, did the doors, all the glass on there and everything. Just finishing up painting my shelves yellow to match. And today I got more LED lights in, so I'm gonna try and see how far. I think I got 10-foot strips similar to those. And actually, are they 10 foot? No, 8 foot, sorry. You got 10 8-foot strips. I'm gonna say that's not the distance of a basketball net. So you can see I'd already done 3 strips up there. I had some left over from my other shop, so I'm gonna try and go all the way down along that back wall, and then maybe get a couple over on this side as well. So that's gonna be the name of the game today. Ladder, drill. This stuff goes up super easy, just super little, like just little tiny clips, and the lights clip in, and I think it's 200 bucks. It was under 200 bucks. I got the secondhand open box option on Amazon, and I think there were 170 for 10 8-foot lights. So you get 80 feet of lighting for under 200 bucks. I think that's a pretty good deal. All right, guys, so we got cars inside the shop in the nick of time. Now, I had everything out of the shop because I was redoing the floors in here, and due to some delays and weather and everything else, well, yeah, mostly weather, it's made things extremely challenging. So you can see there's a shortage of vehicles in here. Thankfully, my neighbor across the street helped me out in the nick of time a couple days ago when we had some bad storms coming through. And then today, same thing out of nowhere. Yep, hail is gonna come. And I was fighting this car. This was the only car that was left outside because I had all the air ride apart. So in the last storm, I literally had moving blankets all over it, 2 car covers over it, and everything that I could do to protect it. Thankfully, no hail came. But today, you know, I was waiting, trying to wrap everything up. As you guys know, working in the trunk here, and the UPS man showed up moments before the storm with some of the 1/4 inch airline that I needed. And I managed to plug the connections up real quick. And you can see, like, I wish somebody had the GoPro and was filming everything, because it was literally the dash to make things work. I got wires just kind of like, this is hot power wire stuff just twisted together, and just trying to make things work. And right at the end, compressor fired up, managed to build some air, got the car lifted up, and managed to drive it inside the shop here. So all the storms have finally passed and had some beautiful weather today, which is Sunday, and I managed to catch up on all the house duties and cutting the grass and weed whipping and all of those other things. I also had to do some damage control and pick up everything that blew over in high winds. The weather was nice yesterday, but it was super, super windy. In fact, it was actually windier than when the hailstorm and all the other storms came through and blew my Husky cabinet over down on top of the K-member right here. Luckily, it was the back side of the cabinet that hit it, and I managed to smash it all out with a hammer. You can see there's a little bit of damage here you can see from this side. The back side, actually. So yeah, here you can see this is all smashed in, and had to run a couple self-tapping screws and everything else through there, but whatever, I saved it. And the most important thing is the doors didn't get messed up, because if the doors were messed up, man, it would just drive my OCD nuts. Anyways, got the cabinet back in. I'm not 100% sure if that's where it's gonna live. I'm not even sure if that's where my toolbox is gonna live. It's gonna be interesting once all the lifts get installed in here. And Bill actually came by today with his wife, dropped off the forklift, dropped off the lifts. Smile for the camera. Still working Sundays. Shouldn't you be out on the lake or something?
Right. We got a boat. It sits there.
It's that whole best day. It's the day you bought it and the day you sell it.
Yeah, it's gonna enjoy it. One day we go out there in the week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Nobody's out there. We can go digging. All right, for today.
That's it for today?
Is that okay there?
Oh yeah. So the 4-poster dropped off, the 2-post, which I think is going to go over there. It's my last on the priority list. Originally, I thought I was going to potentially take down this lift that Jerry gave me, but to have a really nice, like, this is an amazing lift. Like, it's smooth, it's American made, everything else. So to take it down just to put another one in really doesn't make sense. So hoping I can sneak another 2-post over there in that corner. Tomorrow the work starts, so be sure to stick around and we'll see what the outcome is once we get all the lifts in the shop, get the cars organized, and then you can see just like how wedged all those motors and wheels and everything else. I took up every single last inch of space that I had trying to tuck everything away, and there's still some stuff actually sitting outside that needs to come in, actually all those racks that were along the back wall there, so stick around. certified electrician stuff. Day one of lift install is, well, it's almost done. The double wide 4-post is up and I'm about to load my first set of cars on it. So this one's all anchored down, and you know, the single 4-post you can get away because they actually come with casters and that allows you to kind of move stuff around. But this guy, what the trick was, and this is going to be the test. See where that fan blade is? And right over here, don't mind this temporary electrical. I'll get my 220 sorted out here, but same thing here. Fan blade is pretty much right in line. So I'm gonna have to be very strategic in terms of how I'm loading the cars on here. I've already decided I'm gonna do the silver notch here, strawberry, wild strawberry there, white coupe here, and then probably the stalker vert underneath over there. Then tomorrow they're gonna come back, and originally I was actually gonna put the single 4-post going this way, and I wanted to put Dutch number 5 and 9, but the problem was with the 2 posts that I wanna put here. And guys, you gotta remember, this shop, it looks bigger on camera. I think everything looks bigger on camera. That's sort of kind of like the rule of thumb, right? So what that was gonna lead into was limiting me that I'd only be able to load cars going in this way through the door. And well, if I have a 2-post over there and 2 posts there, and this is like my working corner, it'd be really challenging to possibly get cars out from here. So the guys recommended actually putting the 4-post right here going in this way. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna give me more chill out space in the hangout spot here in the corner. I might even be able to get a pool table there, which would be pretty badass. And what that's gonna allow for is for me to drive in this way through, you know, the main bay doors that are behind me. And that's gonna kind of cocoon this corner off here. So that's what I'm sleeping on. They're gonna be back first thing in the morning, set up the slim 4-post there. Then ultimately the second 2-post will go in. And it's gonna be a lot of lifts in here, guys. Like, I wish I had half the cars that I do and that this could just sort of be more like a showroom space. But ultimately it's what I have, it's what I have to work with. So got to build up until I can afford to build wider. So that's where we are. We go ahead and see in terms of lowness, right? The silver car I'm not too concerned about. I'll air up the air ride and get it on. Maybe actually I'll put the strawberry car on first and we'll see how that goes. So I'll get those tools off there. I have to make sure that this wire isn't in the way so I'm not hitting it with the car, and we'll see how it goes loading on the first car. Managed to get the car on with all the boards. Tires are pretty good. I may be off. I can probably zigzag it over a little bit, but lots of room from the fan. So I might just try and zig it over a little bit, and we move on to the silver notch. Tons of room from the AC fan blades, so I'm really happy about that. I know that was a little bit of a concern of everyone's, you know, even though you got the overall dimensions of the outer, like post to post, and you know, you're trying to measure, you just don't know how, you know, ultimately the car is going to sit up in between those blades. So everything looks really good. I'm happy with that. It's the first time actually that I've had the silver car up in the air, and you guys can kind of get a sneak peek here. It's a little dirty because this thing has got caught out in the rain before, but other than you know, a little bit of surface on the subframes, you know, here's everything else. There's the Detch ASG in the back. Super cool piece. I'm gonna have to wipe all this stuff off just to give you guys an idea of the intricate suspension. Here we go, of wild strawberry, Dutch grabbers, springs, the upgraded conies. It's clean under here as well. No, not as clean as the silver car, but there's still no rust, which is the important thing. There's that Dutch G-load brace. Looks like you got a little bit oil leak. Gonna have to maybe try and snug that down. Rear main might be leaking a little bit finally. This car wasn't leaking up until too long ago. Maybe get a little bit of a turn on the filter there. There you go. All right guys, so day 2, getting the lifts installed here. Got the second 4-post single slim. That's where I'm planning to put Detch number 5 and number 9. Trying to work on my chill out hangout corner in the back there. Trying to come up with a wheel rack type concept / display. I'll save that for later. And one thing that we did not account for, the new lift, the new 2-post is too tall to go where we thought we would stick it. So we got to pull this one down and move it, which sucks. Want to tell us how you feel today?
Like shit. After what just happened, yeah.
Measure twice, lift once, right?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
God damn it, you didn't tighten the fitting.
12 millimeter.
Little 17.
I got it. All right guys, so the lifts are in, and what a little bit of a shit show having to move the old lift over there and then put this guy here. The main reason is now I've got some unpainted surface right there. So I'm gonna have to try and get creative and touch that stuff up. It's not horrible, but obviously this could have been avoided. So originally I had Bill, the owner of Texas Automotive Equipment, over, and I was like, Bill, help me tear down this 2-post, and I was going to potentially move it out, maybe paint it. Part of me was like, do I even want to put it up over there, because I was just going to put the BenPak stuff in here. And then looking at it, I'm like, man, that's kind of silly. Like, why would I give up a perfectly good working lift? And especially since I'd already paid to have it moved and put up. So we were like, screw it, leave it. And then that allowed me to put the Calypso car up in the air, allowed the floors to get done and everything else. But in the end, it needed to be moved anyways. So I'm happy. Everything has actually fit really, really nice. So this lift is a Big Daddy. So it's got 10,000 pound capacity. It's actually set extra wide. So up there, there's a setting on the crosser. It allows you to widen or narrow the distance between the two main uprights. And I believe we have it set, it's at 145 inches, whereas the blue lift is 134. So there's quite a bit more extra width. This is a symmetrical lift, which obviously is great to allow you to get the flexibility to either drive the car on forward or you can back the car on. And same thing, this is a symmetrical lift as well. In reality, it'll work out really good because I'll be able to get a project here, and then I can always put the project up and have a car underneath. We'll have a project or whatever is getting worked on here, can always get a car underneath. Can get 2 more daily driven style cars here, and even managed to get a car tucked away over here, which is a pretty nice feature. I think ultimately, if I really wanted to, depending on how high I wanted to, I could probably get away with 2 Foxes on a 4-post there if I really wanted to squeeze things. And then of course, yeah, there's room here. So could in fact probably get 2, maybe, I don't know. Can definitely go 3 deep here, depending if I put anything on that back wall. And if car is up, 3 deep down this way. So there's a lot of options, guys. I'm actually gonna pull ditch number 5 onto this 4-post now and get that up in the air. And that'll allow me to park number 9 underneath. And before I park number 9 underneath, I need to clean out Motor Valley over there. And I need to start figuring out where I'm gonna put everything. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of garage rehab here. And until next time, we'll see you back on the infamous project.